about consumption itself. Abneesh Roy joins in now. Abneesh, the FMCG sector has been outperforming. We've been calling out that, maybe the worst is behind and the best is ahead, especially in the second half. But in the very near future, I just wanted to understand from a second quarter standpoint, could there be a bit of a speed bump? And I say that because one, in the northern part of the country, there has been rains which have, wreaked havoc and obviously impacted consumption. And the second part, which could be a tailwind for the second half, which is lower GST rates, could actually be a problem for the near-term destocking, because a lot of them would like to, get rid of their old stock and then purchase after the new GST regime comes by. So do you think the second quarter, to that extent, may not be as good as one is expecting, and perhaps growth would be more back-ended than front-ended?
Yeah, thanks. Good morning and festival greetings. Good question, Mangalam. We do see that the gradual recovery should continue for most of our coverage names, even in Q2. You're absolutely right. There can be some slight impact of the floods in some areas. In fact, some states are also seeing big deficit, right? So Bihar, for example, is seeing almost 25% deficit. That doesn't impact near term immediately, but yes, if that doesn't recover, there could be slight challenge in Bihar. Now, on the flip side, if you see, because Diwali is early this time, you will see that benefit for a lot of the consumption that in the last month of the Q2, September, there could be some benefits because of that. Because generally the 1.5 month of lead time is there, and that's why the benefit should be there in Q2, especially in the gift packs. Coming to a question on the inventory destocking, I think for FMCG, now with so much of automation and real-time demand forecasting and ROI focus, I don't think the inventory destocking is that much of an issue versus some of the other durable categories, etc. So on an overall basis, if I have to summarize, we do expect recovery for Hindustan Unilever, Britannia, Bikaji, Nestle, etc. to continue. Slight challenge could be there for summer categories because, as you rightly highlighted, the floods and there has been good rains in most parts. So I would say that the categories like the aerated drinks and even for Imami, there could be a slight challenge, but mostly it's a positive.
Okay, got it. So perhaps better times ahead. Abneesh, hi. And also what could perhaps fuel those better times is this GST regime that we're all awaiting, right? Tell us this. I heard this theory a couple of days back from a market commentator. Now, this gentleman was expecting companies to pocket a lot of the GST benefit by obviously, tinkering on the pricing. So net, your GST is down on that pack of biscuits, but then the company takes some pricing action to take some advantage of it. Is that something that you anticipate as well? And then therefore, just purely from a GST angle, which stocks would you keep on your radar?
A good question. Two parts. So we don't expect companies to really pocket anything because of two reasons. Anti-profiting clause is going to be strictly monitored. So I would expect that at 2 rupee, 5 rupee, 10 rupee grammage addition will happen. And that's why the volume uptick will further accelerate for 4 companies. I'll mention those 4 companies. And second, FMCG is a hyper-competitive category. So I don't think companies will look at that in any case if the anti-profiting clause was not there. Coming to a question, which are the 4 big beneficiaries? Bikaji, biggest beneficiary. 70% of the business is at 12%. I don't expect that India, the Bhujia category is seen as a junk category, and so can it go to 18%? I don't expect that. So 12, most likely it should move to 5. Imami, again, 60% of the business is at 12, Dabur 24, Nestle 27%. So these are the 4 big beneficiaries. And then we'll see small benefit for some of the other companies also. So yes, we are positive on these 4 companies from a GST perspective. From an overall CEO change, HUL looks good. Britannia, double-digit likely growth in Q2, Q3. And even for Nestle, we expect growth recovery to continue.
So Bikaji, if you had to pick one pick for GST related, Bikaji, Abneesh, that's what you're saying, right?
Absolutely. We expect almost double-digit kind of volume growth. GST benefit is there. Early Diwali will help the sweets and the gift packs.
All right. What about the things that you consume along with Bikaji? A lot of, the aerated beverages, the alcoholic beverages. Do you think that will be, impacted by the 40% sin tax that would come by?
Yes, from a aerated beverage, my sense is status quo will remain. Even for ITC and cigarette companies, our sense is The reclassification buckets could be their new name, but ultimately, I think even for cigarette, our sense is status quo or maybe slight increase, which shouldn't be a problem. Coming to liquor companies, I don't expect much of a GST change there. We'll prefer United Breweries only because of Maharashtra angle. Maharashtra angle clearly for spirit companies is a challenge.
Got it. Abneesh, more later. Thank you very much. Very useful, punchy conversation, and I think helpful for our viewers.